This one is for those of you who follow my work because of my experience with the remote sales. I've been doing it for more than 6+ years now, and I've been doing it from right in this very spot here in my apartment. There are two rooms that I work in. One is the other one, and then this was the place where I actually started. I took all my calls here, right in this very spot, beside this guy right here, Mr. Wooden Dummy, and in this very spot, I role played here. I did my very first role play here. I did my very first sales call here. I did my very first interview here. I got all my first rejections, first everything, collected my first paid in full, everything all here. And I'm in Singapore, by the way. So right now it's 4 a.m. So I worked through all these unearthly time zones. It's been part of my life for a long time now. You see the opaque curtains on my left. This is so when I sleep in the day, no sunlight comes in while I'm working through the night. And if you're watching my video, you probably search for something remote sales, something remote closing, and then you saw a bunch of videos pop up, and then now here's mine. So I guess the way I can help you navigate this space better is just sharing my experience and insight. Because I am in Singapore, I close for the US time zone. That's where all the market is. And if you're doing your research, which is really important to do, you need to really do your research thoroughly and just do your due diligence. It was something I did for weeks before I got into this space, and I knew exactly what I was getting into. I knew exactly why I needed this skill, because from a previous business I taught martial arts for 10 years here in Singapore, and it didn't work out because I didn't understand marketing and sales, and I just got burnt out managing so many different aspects of my business. But the main bottleneck I knew was always felt awkward and difficult for me to communicate and express when it came to closing sales. And so I went on a whole redemption quest to go and learn this properly. And eventually I just went all in. I still am all in right now. And I guess the first insight I can share with you to help you understand this space better is that the teacher you choose, the course you choose, you really attract the kind of thoughts and frequency and the person that you are. I can look back at all the times where I was a certain way. The teachers that I attracted were all in a certain way. And it's the same way when you look at all the teachers out there. If they're in a particular way, you can see that their tribe is all the same. So the way that you are is really going to attract the coach and the teacher and the mentor that you probably have. All things positive and negative is the law of vibration. Like attracts like. So that's how it's going to be. And so you really want to take a good look at what are your values. It's really important to start with your values. A lot of people start with the commissions and they start with the fast money, and they're so fast that in 2 weeks, in 2 months, very fast, they're also out, So I think from time to time, you'll see some kind of remote closers coming in and say, yay, I closed a paid in full, 5K, 7K, and then 3 months later, they're gone. And that happens every year. It happens every season. And if you are here for the long term, it's really important to start with your values, because your values are going to go a long way. I'm not going to give you some bullshit on, anybody can come in and be a 6-figure, 7-figure closer. If that was real, everyone you knew would be doing this and they would all be rich. But how many people you know are really doing this full-time for a living? I know I am. But if you look at your own circle, how many people are really doing purely remote sales, which is like, and I'm not even talking about a permanent setting, because with remote sales, you have no base salary, no benefits, no protection. And so because of that, I feel that like one paid in full, one good month. Yeah, some months are really good because you deserve it, right? And then there are some months that are not as good, because in such a world, things change, You might have 3 good months and then another 3 bad months. Overall, it could be a good year, but the months are really unpredictable and you don't even know what's going to contribute to a good month or a bad month. Things can be stable for one season, and then the boss quits or the boss change, or they fire someone, or they have a change in their offer, or they pause their funnel, or they change their ads, or they redesign stuff, or because you're not even an employee in a company, you just get ghosted ignored, replaced with no prior notice, and there's no one to protect you. There's nothing you can do about it. You can only hope for the best and find the next team to close for. So there were a lot of months for me that some months were really good, but that to me that's not a flex. I'm not one of those guys I'm going to flex that I have a big month, because I know that the next month there's no guarantee. And you paying for guaranteed placement is not the same thing. That doesn't count, because there's no guarantee what's going to happen the next month. There's no guarantee what's going to happen the next month. Who's going to guarantee that you always have leads on your calendar? No one is obligated to guarantee you that. Who's going to guarantee that you're always going to have good offers, great offers to close for? Who's going to guarantee that the market won't change? Like a lot of the companies that I closed for right in the beginning in 2018, when I first started, half of them today, I don't know where they are, So things change, things come and go. So short-term wins, that's not a flex. And if that attracts you in, you're probably going to go out very fast. So you have to recognize that sales itself, closing itself, is a skill that's going to go a long way. And even when you leave remote sales, the skills that you keep, the self-discipline, the daily planning, the ability to prospect, the ability to engage, make videos like this, talk to someone, persuade, listen, understand, focus. All these things are the skills that I picked up over the last 6 years. And I feel that the whole reason that I've been able to go on for such a long time, when pretty much everyone that has started with me has already quit, they disappeared, they closed us for life, and now I don't see them anymore. I think they didn't start with the right values. I knew I was here to stay. I knew I was developing myself. I knew I was building my own business. And a lot of the mentors and teachers and coaches that I therefore attracted, I feel a lot of them had the same values. And so they taught me, they trained me, they coached me all in certain ways that really prepared me for this long, long journey. And you can leave remote sales, but the skill of selling, once you learn it, the skill of closing, once you learn it, it's permanently in you. And I know so many people that struggle, like myself, before I learned closing, just because they could not understand this skill, this psychology, and they don't even have the inner game to discipline themselves, build something for themselves, and sell things online and things like that. So before you come into this space and you do your research, you really want to see if the people you follow, the people you align yourself with, the people you learn from, the online circle that you hang out with, are these going to be people that just, yay, you got a couple of good months and then, you don't see them ever again? Or are you going to find people that can prepare you by giving you a strong foundation? My first mentor, Carl from the UK, he's not really the business owner, he was a sales director, and he was my direct supervisor. So he managed me, he mentored me, he trained. That was my first role. Right in this very spot, I took all the calls that Carl sent me. He really prepared me with great habits to study my script, to prepare for every call. He would send me voice notes every day, every night, like, why did you say this? Or, you should be doing that. Or, how is this thing going on? How's progress with that? And under his training, leadership, and mentorship, I felt I grew so much. And these are not things that an online course can teach you. The online courses show you a bunch of videos, tell you, hey, join a bunch of groups, message business owners, and yay, you're a 6-figure closer. Is that real? Because that's not the life I live. If not for the values and the foundations that I've been influenced with, and I kept, even till this day, I still prepare for every call. Even till this day, I still make sure my self-discipline, my performance is on track. Even till this day, I'm still the same person that I was 6 years ago, with a lot more experience now. And the skills are all mine to keep. When I start a business, when I coach someone else, all these skills are mine. And I have these experiences. I have all these wins today. I have the life I have today, and someone would come in and say, hey, give me a 7-week course on this, certify me on this, guarantee me on this. Maybe other people can do that, and I don't know how they do, but I can't do that for you, because I can't give you any of these things. I can't guarantee you any of these things. You are the only person that decides, are you going to come into this space and do an online course, or live and implement the course you've learned. You don't really need to take an online course on sales. I feel like coming into this space with no base, no commissions, no structure, no one to look out for you, this is like the ultimate course itself on life. So if you come in here, you're not taking an online course on sales. You might start with that, but eventually you're going to realize that you are taking a real life course on life itself. And so I hope what I've shared, I didn't give you any tactics or techniques or things like that, but I hope that this whole frame of mind can really prepare you for a very realistic, grounded, down-to-earth expectation. You are going to have good months, you are going to have bad months, and those are not a flex. Those are not things to complain about, because if you really want to flex your longevity. If you really want to flex your alignment. If you really want to flex that this journey was the right choice for you and you're focused on developing yourself, and that's the only way you can go long term in anything you do. So these are my values. It might not be yours, and I may not be the person that is delivering the content that you're looking for. If that's the case, do me a favor and share with me which part of the world are you from, and are you looking more at closer opportunities, setting opportunities, and what has your experience been? And if you have a question, you have a challenge, put it in the comments below, and then I'll tend to it when I have the time. That's all the time I have for today, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.